Hello, it's Monday night and we're back to streaming again. And for those who were here 2 weeks ago, you recognise the Great Hall. This is exactly where we left off. And today we'll be decorating it with some furniture that I've designed. I've got some other ideas of things to put in here. And I'm excited to do that. So I hope everyone had a good weekend. Just having a look around to remind myself what exactly is in here. Sherry, welcome. Strid Gamer, hello. And a Spambot. Well, I guess we can be polite to the bot as well. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name, but hello bot. There we go. My weekend was very quiet, but that's okay. I'm glad you had a good weekend. Krogan, hello. I did build some furniture for this over the weekend, and also designed the layout for the cantina in chapter 20. So a friend of mine kind of suggested, well, didn't really suggest, but just kind of gave me the idea of it, because she shared this video from The Sims of this guy creating the Jedi Temple using the Star Wars expansion pack from the game. And I thought, well, why not use The Sims to plan out the layouts for different environments? So I did. I built in The Sims, using the Star Wars content pack, built the cantina for chapter 20, and then I started bringing it in, modelling the actual room to be used in iClone, because I can't take the sets from The Sims and import them straight over. So I have to build it from scratch, but it was a good way to get a rough idea of where I wanted everything to be. And I can refer to all the screenshots I took for reference. So that was a bit of fun. And I may do that in future scenes as well, where I need to design a room. If I thought about it, I probably would have done it in for this as well. But I already kind of knew how I wanted it to look, so that's alright. Yodazites, hello, welcome. And Berserker Thrawn, I'm glad you felt that disturbance and you're here. And Jamie, hello. A little bit late starting, so I'm going to jump straight into it. So this room is where we left off 2 weeks ago. I haven't done anything to it since then. Specifically, although I have designed furniture, which I'm going to bring in, some because the book describes that this is the Great Hall and there's tables, and I guess it's where they have their big meals and things, because Karrde's obviously very keen on having his crew be very social, having his employees and guests and so on. So I've developed a table, so I guess drag that and bring it in here. I designed this so it could be reshaped easily, so at the moment it's just a square table, but we're going to make it a long one. And I've got benches, so I'll bring one of those in. Now the idea was place it roughly down the middle and then make it, nope, not quite that way. Make it longer that way. Tries to be and succeeds, I would say. He's a good host. Respects his guests and his people. There we go. Table. Let's go back to the bench. No, that was right. Right, so I'm going to duplicate the bench. I'm holding control to duplicate, because you can't really see me do that. And on the off chance anyone learning iClone is watching. Right. So I've attached the two benches to the table, which means when I move the table, the benches go with it. And also if I duplicate it, then they also go with it. It duplicates the whole lot. Let me get my bearings here. So in the scene, Karrde's going to be sat here. Coulson, I hear Tahiti's a magical place. I can't wait to render this with the ray tracing, especially having the sunlight coming through the hole in the ceiling. Of course I'm going to have a tree here. I explained last week that trees don't export from iClone to Omniverse for rendering, so when I take the scene and put it in Omniverse, I will use one of the trees that comes with that and just place it here in the middle. So there's no tree here, and there won't be in iClone. It's just Jamie, you asked that question, just beat me to talking about the tree. Strid Gamer, I'm glad you're liking the set so far. The idea is to make it look even better. So yeah. Just trying to get a feel for, should it look logically organised or a bit more scattered? I think they're smugglers, so it's not going to be precise. I think it'll look somewhat tidy, but not massively. I see we have a second spam bot. It must be becoming very popular to get so many spam bots. Somebody X, hello, welcome. And Hoppy T4B, I guess I should say, welcome. Jamie, don't worry, the tree is basically, if I put a tree here in iClone and then when I export it to Omniverse, it doesn't take the tree with it, so it'll just be the same blank spot. And since none of the characters really have to interact with it, I'm just going to leave it out, and then it's just easy to bring one into Omniverse. Basically the same process here. I just find the one I want and drag it to the location. So in Omniverse I'll just drag a tree and drag it to the center here. Probably need to resize it because it needs to be tall enough to reach through the ceiling. So let's put it fourth table there. Now we do know that there is a big meal later on, so I'm thinking have several tables lined up here in a row. Did you enjoy playing Empire at War last night? Robert De Costa, welcome. I would do the Jabba's growl kind of noise, but I don't think I'd be any good at it. Just occurs to me I'm going to need a seat here at the end for Karrde to sit at. Or maybe I don't. No, I feel like Karrde would not be at the end of the table. He'd probably sit near the top, but he wouldn't be right at the head. Maybe. I don't know. We'll play around with it. See what works best when I animate the scene. That's too many. Don't feel like that location works, so I'm going to move it around a bit. Jamie, what I'm probably going to do is, same as with the meal scene in chapter 3, what I did there was I was cooking a jambalaya, so I took a picture of it looking straight down on my phone and then turned that picture into a texture for food, which was then made into an object to go on the plates. I'll probably do something similar to that. I may even use the same picture because it was a really good jambalaya. Worthy of being remembered in these videos. I will not be doing monkey brains. This is not the Temple of Doom. Right, just save my progress there. Somebody is actually Star Trek inspired me to learn how to make jambalaya. Used to enjoy it a lot when I was a kid, but I hadn't had it for a long time, and I thought, well, it's time I learnt to cook it myself. So I found some guides online and modified it to cater for my allergies, but then got really good at making it. It's one of my favourite things to cook. Strid Gamer, what did you think of Heir? When I tried that, it was very slow. Omniverse is free as well, sort of. So it's worth giving it a try as long as you've got an RTX card. That have some very impressive results. I'm glad Hoppy, I'm glad your grandpa doesn't cook for me. It's all I can say to that. Let's see. Props. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Hoppy. Nice glass of green milk. That doesn't sound very appetizing. Of course. So I did have some other props, but they seem to have been misplaced. I'll have to bring them in again, which won't take me very long. Okay, I've never actually tried tongue. I don't know, it just never really appealed to me. So here's the jambalaya. Looking hungry looking at it. So I need to. I've got a bottle of wine here, which I think I need to scale down just a little bit. It was spicy without to give it flavour, but it wasn't burn your mouth spicy. I don't like it when it's that hot. But I do like it to have a little bit of flavour, which is how I do mine. I did have a plate somewhere. Maximum party size bottle. I guess it could be, yeah. Jawa juice? Actually, one of my friends had this joke about what was it? How did it go? He asked someone else, do you know how long it took me to squeeze enough Rhodians to make this jury juice? And this other guy who's part of the conversation, the joke went right over his head, and he just said, you don't make jury juice with Rhodians. Don't worry, no, no Jawas will be juiced in the making of this video. So, even though in this chapter it's not a big meal, Karrde's going to be here and he's going to talk to Luke. I need some extra chairs. Yeah. One second, I need a drink of water. That's better. Right. So yeah, Karrde's going to be sat here on this bench. Luke's going to be talking to him. I do need to make some chairs, or bring some chairs in, because Luke and Mara sit to talk to Karrde. I want to have other characters doing things in the background, like sitting here, maybe eating this jambalaya, or having conversations. Because I kind of feel like this is more of a social hub for Karrde's team. So I'm going to put some stuff on these tables to make it look like there's actually people here. Yeah, I guess I could have a sabacc game going on. That's a good idea. Jamie, not in the next chapter, but there is a scene. I can't remember which chapter it is. That I think it might be 26 or something like that. Which I think you're going to enjoy. We'll just leave it at that as a little tease. Somebody X, yeah. So the part 1 movie edit is not the first time I've gone back and revisited a film project, because better technology's come along. So I can see why George did it, even if I don't necessarily always agree with his choices. Oh, she hates him all through. Every interaction is going to come across. So I think you're going to enjoy all of them. But there is a... She doesn't exactly punch him in the face, but she does do something painful to his face. It was kind of hinted at in the book, but I took it a little bit further, because I thought it would be fun to tell it visually that way, the way it's in the script. Right. But it's a little way off, but you're going to enjoy it. I thought that would make you happy. I can tell you the voice actress who is going to be doing Mara, you can tell that she really enjoyed recording that scene, because she sent me all the dialogue for most of the rest of the book, which was nice. Not quite all to the end, but I've got a good chunk of Mara dialogue. I'm looking for datapad. Datapad is not flat for some reason. Right, well, let's get this on the table and then we can fix that. Street Gamer, thank you for stopping by. As always, you can catch up with the stream afterwards. When I finish it, it gets added to the channel automatically. So take care, and again, thank you for coming. Right, let's try and position this. The center ring is going to have a giant tree in it, as per the book. Okay. Reset. I want to duplicate the data pad. I imagine when Karrde sat here, he's going to have data pads around him. Where I also had a mug. Where did I put that? So it's COH. Well, it's my own web series. But some of the props is a sci-fi thing, so sometimes I use the same props because a futuristic crate's going to look the same. But that wasn't the one I was looking for. Just doing a quick search for the coffee cup. Geek Squadron, thank you so much for your very kind support there. I do appreciate the super chat. And to answer your question, check the channel on the 4th of May. And I'm going to leave it at that. Somebody X, thank you again for stopping by. I'd say have fun shoveling gravel, but that doesn't necessarily sound like the most fun task. But feel free to catch up with the stream afterwards. As I said to Street Gamer, as soon as it's finished, it goes onto the channel, so you can catch up with the end of it there. Uh, Hoppy, I could. I think it'd be. I'm not actually going to do it because it's way over there and you wouldn't be able to see. I suppose I could do it for these ones, but the ones over there on the table, it's too far away to even see. What? And Geek Squadron, exactly. Um, Jamie, I'm just trying to figure out how to answer your question because that's not really something I thought too much about. I mean, I guess you got the mods from Book of Boba Fett, but you don't really see their technology in action other than the fact that they've got droid bits attached to them. R2 obviously plugs into things. Yeah, we see droids plug into things, but we never actually see anyone plug any device in, really. I mean, I guess there's some cables for X-Wings. Yeah, like you see X-Wings get their fueled up. And some of the other ships. Just trying to think it over now. Well, I don't think too many people plug directly into their bodies like in cyberpunk style. Except maybe the mods can do it, but yeah, I don't think it's a common feature. And no one charges a comlink or a lightsaber or a blaster visually. I know that they, in the games and in the books, they talk about clips for blasters and things. When I always imagine Ghent, obviously the most famous slicer, having some kind of big data pad and accessing systems to that. And yeah, I guess he would connect cables to from his data pad to whatever he was trying to slice into. I know at some point I guess I'll have to figure that out when he does start slicing into things. Not really looking forward to animating the cables because cables aren't a good. They're quite a difficult thing to get right, despite being such a simple object. Right. What else do I need? Yes. Hoppy, yeah, slicers are hackers. But they still have to actually. There's the whole physical process of what do they actually do. Of course, in the real world, hacking isn't about navigating fancy 3D environments or anything like that. It's more along the lines of social engineering and convincing people to give you their password. Of course, that doesn't make for very interesting entertainment when you're watching a film or a TV show. Except maybe when Jessica Jones does it. Weirdly, Jessica Jones, Marvel TV show, is the one that actually gets hacking pretty much spot on. That's actually not what I wanted. The distracting thing about Jessica Jones and then loaded up the wrong texture. I've got to find the right one. There we go, vines. Wrong button. So the vines are at not the right direction, so let's go to the UV settings, affect all channels and rotate them that way. Jamie, it does actually have its own version of the internet. It's called the Holonet. It don't really describe too much about how it works, but it is basically the galaxy's internet. I thought the room needed some vines. So we're just putting some of those in. More than happy to remind you. I remember reading about the Holonet in the books when I was a kid and being really excited by the whole concept of it. And of course, then later gaining access to the real internet. And disappointed that it wasn't actually holographic. These are just random vine textures I found. I don't know a thing about plants. Well, not much about plants, so I don't know what they are. I've used them before with things. Yeah, it probably is. I just feel like it adds a little bit something to the room. Because Karrde lets the tree grow in the middle, he's probably going to let other plants grow up in here as well. Which are visible there in the background. And there will be when Karrde and Luke are talking. I should. I don't have any potted plants, so I have to find some. It's a good idea though. Thank you. Something actually, I'm going to make a quick note of that. just made a note of that so I can remember to find some. Don't know how high the camera's going to get yet, but let's have. Let's see. Let's have this. Yeah, lights are something I need to add. I don't think any of the lights I've currently got really work, so I'll be finding some that look a little bit more appropriate for a room like this. Islamiri in the tree? Yes, there will be. There's a moment in the script or in the book where Karrde just kind of, to tell Luke why his powers aren't working, he just kind of glances up at the tree, and Luke looks and sees the Islamiri and asks what it is. So that's in the script as well. So that will be happening. I am sure there's a much better name for this than effect square, but I was tired when I created this thing, and I've never got around to changing the texture for it, but it works as it is. And generally no one actually sees it's called effect square, except for moments like this when I'm streaming adding them, but normally no one would ever see that. Well, I've got fine, so we got. Okay. Bear with me a second. I actually use these vines for the Dagobah scene, and they look really good there, so I'm using them again now. And I used them in some other non-Star Wars projects from before I started Heir to the Empire as well. Jamie, yeah. I remember discovering the books in the bookshop when I was a kid, which is a very long time ago. So it's making me feel old too, thinking about it. I was 9, I think. I can't remember now. I didn't discover the books the year they actually came out, but because Dark Force Rising was available already by the time I discovered the books. I'm not quite 50 years old. I've got a way to go before I get to that point. Patrick D, hello and welcome. So I don't know actually how much doorway. I don't know how much those plants will actually be visible once I've actually animated the scene, but I think it's nice to have those sort of vines hanging down. Makes it feel more in tune with the Merca environment. With a save. There we go. And I think that's going to be it for tonight. I'm quite happy with how this is looking. I'm not really doing anything over on this side of the room because the way I want the scenes to, the camera work to play out is for the camera to be looking over this way. So there's no point adding stuff over here that's not actually going to be visible. And if that did change, then it's not difficult to actually copy some more of those tables. But for now, I'm only going to concentrate on decorating one side of the room. I need some more chairs to go around here. Potted plants, as Jamie suggested. And then that should... Oh, and some light fixtures to go around the room. But yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Jamie, I can't wait either. He doesn't appear for a few more chapters, but I'm excited for his next one. And if you haven't seen it yet, go to the community page on my channel. You'll see the Thrawn character poster got released earlier today. Yay for oxygen. Exactly. Anyway, so yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream there. Hold on a second, I've just spotted. So I just spotted something needs to fix. No, nothing to worry about. It's just that I was editing the keyframe at the very end of the scene, so it means that all these objects I've been placing would not be in the correct place at the start of it. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to end the stream here. Very happy with the room. thank you everyone for coming. It's always a pleasure to chat with you guys on Monday evenings. I will see you next week. Be sure to check out the poster on the community page of Thrawn. And yeah, may the Thrawn be with you. Thank you, and see you next time.